Level 1. The first sip. Friday night. You're 16. The air is thick with the smell of cheap beer and freedom. Someone hands you a bottle. You've never really drunk before. The first sip burns your throat, making you wince. The second is already easier. 10 minutes later, something inside uncoils. That tight knot of teenage anxiety, it's gone. You're suddenly funnier, bolder, more interesting. Everyone is laughing at your jokes. In that moment, you feel it. This is it. This is how life is supposed to feel. You wake up the next morning with a slight headache, but a smile. You don't know that your brain just received its first massive hit of dopamine, and now it will remember that feeling forever. You just think you had a good night. Level 2. The social drinker. You're 19 or 20. You drink on weekends, dorm parties, bars, trips to the lake. Everyone does it. You have a rule, only on Fridays and Saturdays. You know your limit 4 or 5 beers. You're the life of the party. Girls say you're more interesting when you've had a few. You've never blacked out. You're proud of it. I can handle my liquor. You don't notice that by Wednesday, you're already counting down the hours to Friday. You don't notice that a party without a drink feels hollow and boring. You're just unwinding, like any normal person. Level 3. The regular. You're 23. Now it's happening almost every night. 1 or 2 bottles to take the edge off after work. On weekends, it gets serious. You know every bartender in the neighborhood. They see you and start pouring your usual. You can drink way more than you used to and barely feel it. You call it stamina. Science calls it tolerance. Your friends joke that you drink like a fish. You laugh. Your job is fine. Your relationships are alive. You tell yourself, I'm in control. I can stop whenever I want. No, in reality, you don't remember the last time you actually wanted to stop. Level 4. The problem drinker. 26 years old, something has shifted. You're drinking on weekdays more often. Sometimes you wake up with the shakes. Your hands tremble until you get that first sip in. Blackouts start to happen, dark holes in your memory. You wake up and don't know how you got home. You start hiding bottles. You lie to your girlfriend about where you were. At work, you're called into the office because of the smell or because you're late. You promise yourself, starting Monday, I'm cutting back. But Monday always ends with a bottle in your hand and a lie on your lips. Level 5. Chasing oblivion. You're 28. Now, you don't drink for fun. You drink to turn off the world. To stop thinking about the debt, the failed career, the fact that life isn't going the way it should. 1 bottle isn't enough anymore. You need at least a pint of vodka just to feel level. You start drinking alone, in the dark of your apartment. Every night you say, just a little to help me sleep, but a little turns into the whole night and the whole morning. The hangover is now more terrifying than the drinking itself. You hate yourself every morning and you drink again to drown that hate. Level 6. The liar and the hider. You're 30. You've become a master of deception. You look your parents in the eye and say, everything's fine, while your liver is screaming in pain. You hide empty bottles in the neighbor's trash. You have stashes in the garage, under the car seat, in the bathroom. The money is gone. You borrow until payday from friends who've stopped answering your calls. You take sick days because you can't stand up. Your family feels you turning into a ghost, but you keep insisting, I'm okay. Level 7. The dependent. 32 years old. It's no longer a choice, it's a necessity. Without alcohol, your body breaks. You sweat, you panic, you feel the shadow of death. You wake up at 4 in the morning and reach for the bottle just to stop the tremors so you can walk to the bathroom. Your job is gone, your wife is gone. You drink not for the high, but to keep your heart from stopping. You see your skin turning yellow in the mirror, and you take another gulp. You are a prisoner in a cell made of glass and grain. Level 8. Rock bottom. 35 years old, this is the end. You've lost everything. You're living on a borrowed couch or on the street. Your hands shake even when you're drunk. Your eyes are hollow. You thought rock bottom was losing your job, but it wasn't. Rock bottom is lying on a cold floor in your own filth, thinking, maybe I'll finally die today.
Recovery.
And even in that moment, the only thing you want is one more drop. Strangers. Just one more to make the end hurt less. You say, My name is, and I'm an alcoholic. And you cry. For the first time in 10 years, you feel something real. Sobriety isn't just not drinking. It's learning how to live again, learning how to feel pain without drowning it, learning how to look people in the eye. The first months are hell. The cravings hit like waves. But between the urge and the action, there is now a pause. And in that pause, you choose life. Level 10, the survivor, 45 years old, 9 years sober. The debts are paid. You have a job you're proud of. Your daughter calls you dad, and she doesn't remember the monster you used to be. Sometimes you see a newcomer at a meeting with red eyes and shaking hands. You don't judge him. You just say, I was where you are, and I'm still here. You think back to that 16-year-old kid, and you want to tell him only one thing. Never take that first sip. It starts as a fun Friday and ends with a decade that you don't have. If this story hit you, you are not alone. Help is out there. The first step is the hardest, but it's the only one that matters.